What's good, YouTube? Stormybman, and I am back with another video editorial. Before we get started, I'd like to say shout out to the LDBC, the Lion's Den boxing community, new media, and liberated perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're calling this one the Battle for Heavyweight Supremacy. The upcoming bout between JOYCE, the Juggernaut, against Dynamite, Daniel Dubois. This is a battle for heavyweight supremacy, but also a battle for respectability, because these two men are coming up. They're going to be featured as the next potential heavyweight champion of the world, in a battle that could remind us of what took place in the early 90s, when the paths of Merciless Ray Mercer and Tommy the Duke Morrison crossed, and one of them headed for heavyweight championship in their future, and the other was relegated to contender for the rest of their career. This fight, many people from the UK are anticipating, and they're anointing Dubois as the heavyweight of the future because he's young at 22 years old, and with his record of 15-0 with 14 KOs, they think that he can take JOYCE, who's 11-0 with 10 KOs, on and do away with him. However, I don't see it that way, not so fast. JOYCE seems to be a guy who is possibly a staple in the heavyweight division. All he needs is the opportunity for someone to be in there with him to prove a name. Dubois happens to be that guy on this radar at this time. Now, Dubois, who is, as I said, a very young prospect with heavy hands, but in a fight where he had trouble for a moment against Richard Lartey, it showed me something about him. He is the type of guy that will react to a situation and try to open up and overwhelm someone with his strength and his power, instead of being more calculating. Could that be his youth? Possibly. But JOYCE, who's 34, has Olympic background and pedigree, will be a guy who can expose these things with his experience. I happen to think that JOYCE might be a lot tougher than people may feel he is. And because he's been given the stigma of being slow-handed, that does not equate to not being able to get your shots off. Looks can be deceiving. Remember, he looks slow from outside the ring, but you have to be in there with him to find out exactly how slow he is. And since he has had victory over the likes of Bryant Jennings and Romain Stavern and Alexander Ustinov, JOYCE has shown that he can fight. And in the heavyweight division, that means a lot, to be able to fight. Not just land shots on an opponent, not just be physically capable of being stronger than a guy or being heavy-handed, but being able to pull something out. This is someone who you might want to keep your eye on. Again, people ridicule him because he appears to be slow. They've even nicknamed him Slow JOYCE. But I see this a whole different way. And what happens if Dubois doesn't get him out of there? Will Dubois be able to hold up and be tough? JOYCE is a man with a physical presence who comes forward. So does Dubois. But someone's gonna have to give. And in this fight, we don't know until the fists begin to fly. I think that whoever decides to be more of a tactician in this fight will have the advantage. It will behoove Daniel Dubois to try to be that man. but something tells me if he gets a good shot in, he's going to try to go in for the kill, and that's when he'll be vulnerable. Most guys are at that point. This could be a knockdown, drag-out brawl. I want to see it. What about you? The fight will be made sometime later this year, and we'll get a chance to see what happens. Let me know what you think. Leave comments, and let's discuss JOYCE versus Dynamite Danny Dubois. That's all that I have for you at this time. Until we get a chance to speak again, this is Stormybman. Peace and stay safe.